Good evening and thank you for joining us. Carly, I guess really if you're not doing well, you got to kind of try something different.
Why not? Tap into their creativity box, and that is exactly what is happening at Lakeland College, at least for their basketball program.
I look forward to that. And Gerard,
Certainly.
Looking forward to a pretty nice week in the weather.
Yeah, the temperatures are going up. The jet stream is actually coming in, letting some warmer air up. So we're living for the weekend. But let's deal with today right about now. It was a bit overcast on the morning, and some of those clouds stuck around during the course of the day. They will remain with us too on the overnights for sure. We got to 16 eventually at about 2 o'clock, and we've maintained that. Humidity at 40%. The winds not too much today, basically at the moment out of the northeast at about 9. And as we compare across the region, 17 with cloud cover in the Lakeland region, and as well for the Battlefords. And both ourselves and the Battlefords, we are running a risk of frost just like yesterday. Talk a bit more about that in our second segment.
We start this evening with more information on last night's residential fire. Lloydminster crews were called out shortly after 7:30 to attend to a backyard blaze. It was started by two teenage boys playing with fire and gasoline. It resulted in approximately $10,000 in damages.
A little fire trick, I guess, they learned from somebody else, and as a result, they ended up igniting the shed in the backyard, which extended to the fence and the deck on the house.
There were no injuries, and the fire is considered accidental, with no charges being laid.
Parents have to pay attention to what the kids are up to, because there's a lot of those little games that go on around town, and as a result, things can get damaged and people get hurt.
Chief Gustafson says to always use caution when making a fire, especially with the recent hot weather and drying vegetation.
Keep that stuff cleaned up and dispose of it properly. If you lessen the risk, the less risk there is of having a problem.
Now, Newcap did ask to speak with the residents of the home, but they declined an interview today. There's a new telephone scam making its rounds across the Midwest. The fraudster makes phone calls claiming to be a technical support agent from Microsoft. Will try to trick you into telling him personal account information. Jack Haskins tells us what to look out for when contacted by one of these scam artists.
A fraudster claiming to be from Microsoft is calling people here in the border city. And if you cooperate, it's a phone call that could cost you a lot more than just a few minutes of your time.
It's your information, and by giving that to somebody, I mean, they steal your identity. Basically, they can get into your accounts if that's the case, or, you know, as soon as a person gives access such as that, you can get social insurance numbers. As soon as they've got information like that, I mean, they can run wild with it. One
of the con artists even called our newsroom. He claimed that one of our computers had a virus and requested that I give him information from the computer. Here is part of our phone conversation.
The part I don't understand, though, is you called a newsroom with about 10 different computers. And how do you know that my computer sent you an error report when any person in the newsroom could have picked up the phone? That's my question to you.
So that's the thing is that your computer is having an inbuilt software known as error reporting.
This scam isn't just a one-person effort. It's likely an organized group of people who use aggressive tactics to get the information they need.
Generally, I mean, these people aren't just making, you know, one call or two calls. I mean, this is basically mass marketing. They're calling out to numerous people. And let's be honest, I mean, your financial background takes you how many years to generate, right? For these people, I mean, they can wipe you clean in a matter of seconds.
If you receive a suspicious call of this nature, it's best just to hang up the phone. The RCMP also have more information and tips on how to deal with these types of situations on their website. Jack Haskins, Newcap News.
For 18 years, the Vancouver Aquarium has been giving kids all over Canada an opportunity some otherwise would never get. And now it's the Lakeland region's turn. As Clayton Brown explains, students throughout the area are getting a taste of what goes on below the surface of the ocean.
The Aquavan is part of a program started almost 2 decades ago by the Vancouver Aquarium. It makes it possible to transport saltwater creatures to schools, which can provide a hands-on ocean experience.
You know, the first thing you see is awesome, cool, and then you ask them, you know, why is it awesome and cool, and they're able to tell the stories about what they're looking at and what they're seeing, and able to actually relate.
We have sea stars, urchins, we have some anemones, crabs, various types of fish, a lot of intertidal animals that you'd find along the coast of British Columbia.
But the program is more than just introducing students to sea animals they may have never seen, but it's also a great learning opportunity.
We get to teach them a little bit about the animals, how they've adapted to their environment, where they live, the type of habitats they live in. We also talk about where humans fit into that and how we can affect the animals both positively, negatively, and even indirectly.
The program is designed around the school's curriculum, and it's not only a hit with the instructors, but also the students.
It's really cool. It's cool to see new animals that we haven't seen and touch them. I was actually surprised that we got to feel their skin and everything and see where they live.
Well, I can learn new things about creatures I've never seen before.
The Aquavan will be in different schools throughout Cold Lake and Bonnyville all week. In Cold Lake, Clayton Brown, Newcap News.